Picture a football match, a showdown of the Titans, Ajax versus PSV, a nail-biting finale that ended in a 1-0 defeat for Ajax. A crushing defeat for a lifelong Ajax fan despite his Brabant roots that should have made him a PSV fanatic. The reason for his unwavering loyalty? One man, Johan Cruyff. A man whose charisma and fame have made him a better representative of the Netherlands than any politician. The man who, in our protagonist's eyes, should be the Prime Minister of the Netherlands. This might sound absurd, but consider the work of the Johan Cruyff Sport Foundation. It's a testament to how fame and wealth can be harnessed for good, making the Dutch population realize that their idols are not just athletes, they're philanthropists. Interestingly, two of the Netherlands' greatest footballers, Johan Cruyff and Jan Mulder, are currently working towards normalizing Dutch society. It's not a coordinated effort, yet they are making the population aware of a vital part of Dutch heritage: the freedom of speech and acting upon it. A striking detail is that both these strikers, known as stylists, have played for Ajax and scored beautifully time and time again. Now, let's shift gears and enter the mind of the protagonist, as he switches on his computer in the tranquility of his garden room. He's about to pen down his latest travelogue, a task he relishes. Writing is his sanctuary, a realm where his imagination runs wild, blurring the lines between fiction and reality. Take for instance the performance by the band The Gorillaz at the MTV Awards. Their holographic, three-dimensional spectacle left him with an uneasy feeling. Was it real? Should he write about it? It would fit well with his other stories filled with fantastical creatures and riveting plots. Our protagonist, Tom, always found exact sciences dry and tedious during his school days. He wasn't a numbers guy. He thrived in classes where teachers spun tales and engaged in deep discussions. He relished intellectual challenges and was intrigued by the spiritual practices of the old Indians. Their ability to reach a state of trance and experience mental expansion fascinated him. It inspired him to think about how humanity should live in unity with Mother Earth. This sparked an idea for a new story, one that would revolve around Indians. In the grand scheme of things, this is a tale of football, writing, and Dutch society. It's about a man's reflections on the game he loves, the society he lives in, and the art of writing that sets his heart on fire. It's about finding inspiration in the unlikeliest of places and weaving tales that capture the essence of life itself.
Is the internet a tool for liberation or a mechanism for control? The answer, as it turns out, may be both. Consider our protagonist, a curious mind, embarking on a journey of discovery through the vast expanse of the internet. The power of this medium was not lost on him. Its ability to inform, entertain, and connect people around the globe was indeed enchanting. But like a coin with two sides, he also recognized the internet's darker face, its potential for intrusion, exploitation, and manipulation. His journey began with a simple question, a quest for knowledge about an organization. The internet, with its endless repositories of information, was his oracle. He was aware, however, of the vast amounts of explicit content readily available, a testament to the diverse and sometimes bizarre desires of humanity. This dichotomy of information, he thought, would make for an intriguing sociological study. But the internet's dual nature was not just about the content it hosted, it was also about the users. On one hand, there were those who saw their online activities as private, to be kept away from prying eyes. On the other, there were those who sought to invade this privacy, to harness the data for their own purposes. Knowledge, as the saying goes, is power. Understanding people's online behaviors, their likes, dislikes, and habits, could be a potent tool. It could be used to study patterns, to understand different types of dependencies and behaviors, or it could be misused to exploit vulnerabilities and manipulate choices. Governments and corporations recognize this power. They understand that the ability to store and analyze vast amounts of communication data could be invaluable. Imagine a future where computers can sift through millions of scenarios and make informed decisions to solve problems. This is already happening to some extent, with programs capable of managing crowd control through complex calculations. But like everything else, this too has a flip side. Such power can be used to solve problems, or it could be used to create them. Every coin, after all, has two sides. Our protagonist's journey led him to a peculiar site, a page titled The World According to Falk Farmeadow. It boasted of a book that claimed to have solutions to all world problems and the power to end all wars. At first glance, it appeared to be the work of a megalomaniac. but a closer look revealed thought-provoking ideas about the power of imagery and the impact of mass media on public perception. From the vastness of the internet, our protagonist came away with more questions than answers. But it was clear that the internet, for all its advantages, also had a dark side. It was a tool for liberation, offering access to a wealth of information and a platform for free expression. But it was also a mechanism for control, with the potential to intrude on privacy, manipulate choices, and exploit vulnerabilities. In conclusion, the internet is indeed a powerful tool. But like all tools, its impact depends on how it's used. It can enlighten or manipulate, liberate or control. The choice ultimately lies with us. And so, our journey through the digital landscape continues, ever mindful of the dual nature of this powerful medium.
Have you ever considered the role technology plays in your life? Think about it for a moment. The constant emails, the constant connection, the constant information. It's a far cry from the times when communication was slower, perhaps even simpler. Now let's delve into the world of Tom as he navigates this digital era. Tom, just wrapping up a week of hard work, was looking forward to a relaxing Friday evening. His plan? A quiet dinner with a good friend, Suzanne Van Enschot, at their favorite Greek restaurant, a tradition they'd not indulged in for a while. Suzanne, a spontaneous and adventurous spirit, was someone Tom had met through a mutual friend, Frank. She was a fellow climbing enthusiast, always eager to scale the other side of the Dragon Rock, always knowing when to push the limits, but never recklessly. Their friendship was platonic, a relationship grounded in intellectual conversation, often enhanced by a shared Pret cigarette. Suzanne, one of the few who could keep up with Tom's thoughts and ideas, was a photographer by profession. She found it amusing when Tom once revealed that he thought in images. Intrigued, she asked him to print some of his mental snapshots for her. Before delving into his email, a routine task that, like many modern conveniences, quietly consumed significant chunks of his time, Tom took a moment to reflect on life before the digital age. He thought about the days before computers, when paper cluttered desks instead of emails flooding inboxes. Were things less organized then? Was life simpler? One thing he had noticed was that with the advent of computers, he was spending more and more of his personal time in front of the screen. He couldn't say whether this was negative or positive, as the dependency had grown too large to measure. Eagerly, he had been waiting all week for a response from the Next Genesis Foundation. Among the usual torrent of spam, he spotted their email. As he read their response, it was clear they appreciated his message, but found the details he had provided to be lacking. They couldn't relay his gratitude to the person he was thankful for, but assured him that the person would know of his gratitude as it aligned with the Foundation's ethos. The Next Genesis Foundation, a worldwide organization founded by Falk Farmeadow, aimed to combat injustice and poverty legally. The founder was also the brains behind Rough Diamonds Multimedia, a company known for its innovative profit-sharing model and promoting a new kind of economic thinking, one that promised equal rights, equal opportunities, and a fair shot at prosperity and well-being for all. The organization was known for Create a Clip, a site popular among musicians in America. Their success on the stock market provided them with the capital to start a unique formula. By redistributing profits, they aimed to make a significant societal contribution. Their experience in the Netherlands taught them that a strong sense of well-being was crucial for maintaining peace. So, as you can see, technology has drastically reshaped our lives and how we interact with the world. It has changed how we communicate, how we work, and even how we think. But as Tom's story shows, it's up to us to navigate this digital world, to harness its potential and to use it for the greater good. It's a brave new world out there, and we're all just trying to keep up.
Have you ever pondered upon the power of a clip? A short, crisp, encapsulated clip carrying a melody, a rhythm, a story. Welcome to the fascinating world of Create a Clip, where music and innovation intertwine to transform the industry's landscape. Once upon a time, musicians were dependent on record labels to get their music out into the world. It was a long, expensive, and often frustrating process, not to mention the large portion of the profits gobbled up by these middlemen. But then a new dawn emerged, heralding a revolution in the music industry, the Create a Clip concept. This ingenious idea, born in the bustling innovation hubs of America, is a unique business concept designed to promote creativity and democratize the music industry. It offers musicians an affordable platform to promote their music globally, bypassing the need for record labels and their hefty fees. Instead, the profits are shared between the artist and the Create-a-Clip platform, putting more money in the pockets of those who truly deserve it, the musicians. The Create-a-Clip concept is not just about affordability and profitability, it's about giving musicians a voice, a platform, and the power to connect directly with their audience. It's about creating a global music library, an eclectic mix of genres, styles, and voices, all at the click of a button. It's about providing music lovers access to a variety of new, undiscovered talent and giving them a chance to support their favorite artists directly. The beauty of this concept lies in its simplicity. Artists record their music, create a clip, and upload it on the platform. Fans can listen, enjoy, and if they love what they hear, they can download the music for a nominal fee. The payment system is secure, user-friendly, and transparent. No hidden fees, no complex contracts, just pure music. The Create-a-Clip concept is also risk-free for artists. Their music stays on the platform for a minimum of 5 years, providing ample time to generate revenue and recoup any costs involved in the production process. It's a win-win situation for everyone involved. In a nutshell, the Create-a-Clip concept is a game-changer. It's a beacon of hope for struggling musicians, a breath of fresh air for music lovers seeking something new, and a revolution in the music industry. It's the future of music, and it's here to stay. So tune in, explore, and immerse yourself in the symphony of innovation that is Create-a-Clip.
In the solitude of his static caravan, we find Frank Verhofstadt typing away. This has been his home since he lost his job as a journalist for the Brabants Dagblad, triggering a cascade of financial struggles. A veteran of the political section, he wrote daily pieces, his insightful commentaries enriching the quality of the newspaper. Yet as subscriptions dwindled and unavoidable restructurings loomed, his departure became inevitable. Frank was a seasoned journalist, not quite an old-timer. Yet at 47, he could consider himself a veteran. Throughout his successful career, he had tackled numerous issues, learning the delicate art of maintaining objectivity in a field where change was the only constant. The political landscape had been particularly intriguing since the passing of Pim Fortuyn, which had sparked significant shifts in the Dutch political scene. However, the widening chasm between the right and left, the absence of a true centrist party, troubled Frank. The aftermath of his job loss saw him spiraling into a drinking problem, soon escalating to excessive behavior. Eviction from his home followed when he could no longer afford the rent. In the depths of his despair, a lifeline came in the form of a friend who offered him a temporary home in a static caravan on a campsite by the Maas River. Grasping at this chance, Frank began rebuilding his life, aided by a good friend, Suzanne van Enschot. His painful dismissal had obscured the fact that he had built a network of acquaintances over the years, a network that could potentially unlock new job opportunities. So when Will de Hoortop, the head of local broadcaster Boschtion RTV, offered him the position of a programming assistant, Frank was taken aback. Will admired Frank's sharp political commentaries and wanted to elevate the quality of the local TV station. Frank's objectivity, an essential trait for a broadcaster, would be maintained, pleasing the broadcaster's patrons who were reliant on volunteers and municipal subsidies. Will offered Frank a paid job. It wasn't a fortune, but it was enough to keep Frank from the welfare he despised. The offer was timely, and the promise of creative freedom in developing new programs cinched the deal. Now, half a year into his new role, Frank has introduced and implemented a wealth of ideas. So, from the heights of a successful career, through the depths of job loss and financial struggles, to his current position at a local broadcaster, Frank Verhofstadt stands as a testament to resilience. His journey, though marred by hardship, is a testament to the power of perseverance, friendship, and the unexpected opportunities that life can present.
Imagine, if you will, the sheer charisma and intellect it takes to be a talk show host. The ability to engage, entertain, and enlighten, all while keeping the conversation flowing smoothly. Who holds the power to steer a dialogue, to uncover hidden truths, to evoke laughter and provoke thought? The one and only, the talk show host? In the heart of the studio, under the bright lights, we find our host, Frank. A man of charm and intellect, Frank is known for his discerning choice of guests, hand-picked from his vast network of acquaintances. Tonight, his guest is none other than the enigmatic Peter Teteru. Peter, an air traffic controller at Eindhoven Airport, has a past life as an analyst at KPN. A man of broad thinking and solid common sense, Peter enjoys philosophical musings and could hold his own in an arena of debating scholars. Some might call him an enlightened spirit, yet that would be falling prey to the all-too-common Dutch tendency to pigeonhole people. A while back, Peter had confided in Frank about his ambition to run for elected mayor. He was, however, well aware of the potential implications and the likelihood that this ambition might remain unfulfilled. Peter had theorized that in a city like Rotterdam, where the number of immigrants exceeds the native residents, the probability of electing an immigrant mayor was high. This could lead to parties like the Arab League putting forth a candidate that doesn't fit the mold conceived by a few bureaucrats. He argued that such a plan was a colossal waste of public funds unless the chosen immigrant was a harmless figure, posing no threat to either side. He drew parallels to the Trojan horse strategy, emphasizing that if one wished to surprise an enemy, the attack should come from within, not from the borders. Peter suggested that the government isn't too keen on having a new form of stadholders. Considering that the mayor would have control over the police force, it would indeed be a cause for sleepless nights for some. The consequence of such a scenario could potentially see more minarets rising high and outnumbering office buildings, as political preferences shift and issues are approached and assessed differently. He believed that this would be an unacceptable concept and hence would never be implemented. The only regret was the unnecessary fanfare and the associated costs. Peter also brought up the referendum on a European constitution as another example of this, suggesting that a rapidly changing society isn't mirrored by a fast-evolving government. This isn't an odd thought, as he pointed out that the current political climate encourages such thinking. In summary, the conversation between Frank and Peter was a deep dive into the complex world of politics and societal structures. It highlighted the potential implications of an elected mayor, the unnecessary expenditure of public funds, and the need for the government to adapt to a rapidly changing society. It was a thought-provoking discussion that left the audience with much to ponder.